Falcons fans sound the alarm after false Sauce Gardner trade rumor sparks chaos and exposes deeper problems in Atlanta. The Atlanta Falcons fan base woke up to a full-blown firestorm after supposed breaking news report claimed that New York Jets All-Pro cornerback Sauce Gardner had been traded to the Indianapolis Colts on November 4th, 2025. The story spread like wildfire across social media, YouTube, and fan pages, with many analysts and content creators diving into emergency breakdowns, reacting as if the move had been confirmed. But within hours, the entire narrative unraveled. After multiple fact checks, it became clear that the claimed transaction never occurred. There was no official NFL transaction, no team announcement from the Jets or Colts, and no reports from legitimate news outlets. The rumor had been mixed with other outdated or false information, including the incorrect statement that Christian Wilkins was a free agent, even though he is under contract with the Las Vegas Raiders. This situation did more than just confuse fans. It exposed a much bigger issue: the growing frustration and sensitivity among Falcon supporters who feel that the team is not aggressive enough in making moves to compete at a high level. How the confusion exploded. The chaos began when a series of posts and videos presented the Sauce Gardner trade as a confirmed, verified report. Many treated it as legitimate breaking news, including passionate analysts who immediately started evaluating the impact on the Falcons' upcoming matchup against the Colts in Berlin. The argument was simple. Facing a Colts defense now led by one of the NFL's best cornerbacks would be a nightmare for Atlanta. Drake London would be covered by an elite shutdown defender. The offense would struggle to find clean windows, and the matchup would become significantly more difficult. However, something didn't add up. Key details in these reports were inconsistent. Some information referenced old rumors as if they were current. Other parts included statements that were easily proven false with a simple fact check. This led many to ask the crucial question: did this trade actually happen? After verifying with all available sources, the answer was clear. No trade occurred. None of the information was confirmed. The entire situation was rooted in speculation that had been presented as fact. What this reveals about the current Falcons fan base: even though the story turned out to be false, the reaction from Falcons fans was very real. This incident exposed just how emotionally tense and frustrated the fan base has become over the last few seasons. For years, the Falcons have been criticized for lack of aggressiveness during trade deadlines, hesitation to acquire elite defensive talent, failure to match the moves of more competitive teams, conservative roster-building strategies. So when fans saw other teams, even in a false report, making big, bold moves, the anger and panic made perfect sense. The fan base is tired of watching other organizations take intelligent risks, while Atlanta seemingly waits for the perfect moment that never arrives. The false report didn't just frighten the fan base. IT hit a very raw nerve. What if the trade had been real? Even though the Gardner story was false, IT is worth examining the potential impact if it had actually happened. First, the Falcons would have faced a massively upgraded defense in their matchup against the Colts. Sauce Gardner is widely considered one of the top 2 cornerbacks in the league. He has the size, speed, technique, and football IQ to erase an opposing team's number 1 receiver. For the Falcons, this would mean Drake London would be shadowed all game by a lockdown cornerback. The passing game would likely slow down significantly. The offense would be forced to lean on secondary options that have been inconsistent. The Falcons' game plan would be under tremendous pressure. Second, a real trade would have exposed the Falcons' lack of aggressiveness yet again. If a team like the Colts could land a player of Gardner's caliber, the question would immediately become, why wasn't Atlanta, Indiana, the conversation? Finally, a blockbuster move of this size would have shifted momentum. The Colts would gain confidence and energy, while Atlanta would be left questioning its own organizational direction. Why this false rumor still matters. Even though the trade never happened, this episode reveals 3 important realities about today's NFL media environment and the frustration surrounding the Falcons. 1. Information is moving faster than verification. With so much content being created every hour, it is easy for speculation to be presented as confirmed news. This makes it essential for creators and fans to pause and verify before reacting. 2. The Falcons fan base has reached a breaking point. The emotional outburst caused by a false story shows just how desperate fans are for Atlanta to take a more aggressive approach in roster building. This team has talent, but has not made the necessary moves to push itself into true contender territory. 3. The front office is now under even more pressure. If a completely fabricated story can cause as much panic, imagine how the fan base will respond if another team makes a legitimate blockbuster move, while the Falcons stay passive. The message from fans is clear. Action is needed. Not next year, not eventually, now. Conclusion. The Sauce Gardner rumor was false, but the warning is real. The Atlanta Falcons were never in danger of facing Sauce Gardner as a new member of the Colts. The trade never happened, and no such transaction was ever even discussed by the teams involved. But the emotional aftershock of the rumor reveals something much more important. The fan base is fed up with stagnation. They want an organization that will fight, that will be aggressive, and that will show the same passion that the city of Atlanta has for its team. This false report should serve as a warning and a wake-up call. The Falcons cannot afford to be complacent any longer. The time for action, real action, has arrived.